Bitcoin is down 25% from last month, 45% from its October peak. It was trading in 120s and now it's down in 60s. Every time this happens, the same question comes back. Is this the end? Is this finally the moment that Bitcoin is going to collapse for good? Or is this a golden opportunity that your money's been waiting for? Because here's the truth. Moments like this decide who gets rich and who gets wrecked. Hi, and welcome to the Smart Money Project, where we discuss all things finance related, help you make smart decisions and grow your money. Today we are talking about Bitcoin, what has happened over the past few months and what is going to happen in the future. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether to buy, sell, or hold your Bitcoin. Let's jump right in. So what the hell just happened? Bitcoin hit crazy highs in October. Everyone was bullish. Crypto Twitter was celebrating, mainstream media was talking about it, price targets of 200, 300, even 500 were floating around by established institutions. And then 45% drop, 25% drop in the last month alone. And now all of a sudden, everyone is saying, crypto is dead, it's a bubble, regulation will kill it, it's going down back to zero. The narrative flipped so quickly. But here's what actually happened. Bitcoin didn't collapse, it simply overheated. It ran up too far, too fast. And when prices move up like that, people rush in hope of making some profit. But prices can't go up forever, and once the prices stopped rising, some people rush for the exit. That's when the selling frenzy starts and panic spreads faster than logic. With Bitcoin, the panic is usually worse than with other assets because unlike traditional assets, Bitcoin price depends entirely on what people believe it's worth. And when demand pauses, even briefly, price can go very, very low. So here is the brutal truth that too many people refuse to face. Bitcoin produces nothing. If you own an apartment, you collect the rent. If you own a company, it generates profit. If you own farmland, it produces crops. But if you own Bitcoin, you're just holding a digital token, hoping that someone will be willing to pay more for it later. And that doesn't make it worthless, but it makes it different. Bitcoin's price depends entirely on how many people want it. Which means that when demand slows, there's nothing built in to keep that price from falling. And that's why 30 to 50% drops do happen. And this is not because Bitcoin is evil or because Bitcoin is brilliant, but just because it's fragile. Most assets don't realistically go to zero. A diversified company rarely goes to zero overnight. Real estate doesn't go to zero. Bitcoin, it could go to zero. If regulations tighten worldwide, if big investors lose interest, if people stop buying it, and if confidence disappears for long enough, there's no inherent value or earning stream to keep it alive. There's no economic output backing it. Its survival depends entirely on what people think it's worth. And belief is powerful, but not permanent. And there's a risk that few people like to talk about. Bitcoin is either going to become a long-term monetary store of value like gold, or it's slowly going to fade into irrelevance. There is no middle ground long-term. So why has Bitcoin survived so many crashes and why is it still around today? We've all seen headlines claiming that Bitcoin is dead hundreds of times, but it just keeps coming back. So why is that? Well, it's because three powerful forces keep reviving Bitcoin. First is scarcity. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, which makes it appealing. Second is the volatility. These big price swings grab attention, people talk about it and keep joining in hope of making some profit. And third is trust. People are losing trust in banks or traditional systems, and that makes Bitcoin an attractive alternative. But here is the trap that you need to be aware of. Just because Bitcoin has survived tough times before, doesn't mean it will always bounce back. Some investors get too confident thinking a recovery is guaranteed. It's not. The market doesn't owe anyone a comeback. So what should you do? Buy, sell, or hold? This is the million-dollar question that everyone wants the answer to, and the answer is simpler than you may think. Before you even touch Bitcoin, you have to accept three things. First is that it could drop another 50%, it could take years to recover, and it could theoretically go to zero and never recover. Bitcoin is not evil, it's not magical, it's just really high risk. And high-risk assets belong in small, controlled portions of your portfolio. You should never put more than 5 to 10% of your net worth in something like Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin recovers, great, you'll make some money. And if it doesn't, it's okay, you'll survive. So is this the end of Bitcoin? Maybe not, but it could be. And any investor saying anything else is lying to themselves. Bitcoin in 60,000 is not automatically dead, but it's just a reminder for all of us that this asset has no safety net and no true inherent value. Only belief, and beliefs can change. This is Smart Money Project. We don't chase hype, we don't panic either. We measure risk and make smart decisions. If you want calm, disciplined analysis, make sure to subscribe, because in markets, only the disciplined survive.